Hello, welcome to my living room. I guess I'm just trying to record as many of these videos in every spot of my house as I possibly can. You've seen my bathroom, you've seen my kitchen. Here's my living room. Where am I going to take you next? That's probably about it because I'm not going to record in my bedroom. Also, my forehead's a little burnt because I went to the pool on Saturday and apparently don't know how to put on sunscreen right. Anyways, welcome to my bookshelf. I have lived here for almost a year and I have not organized my bookshelf since I moved in. I just slapped all my books in the bookshelf and called it good. So today, I'm going to organize my bookshelves. So this is, if you watched my videos at my old house, this was my main bookshelf that I put all of my books that I have read on, and then I had a smaller bookshelf that I put like my TBR books on, and I want to do that again so I can have the physical representation of like all the books that I haven't read. So day one of this, I'm going to go through here and pull out all of my books that I haven't read, and then we're going to go into my office and I'm going to organize those, and then tomorrow we're going to go through and organize my bookshelf by author's last name in alphabetical order, like my bookshelf is normally organized. I've been organizing my bookshelf like that since I was like fucking 11, and it's what I stand by. I used to help shelf books in the library when I was in 5th grade, and it's like, for some reason, the only way that my brain likes to compute organizing books is by author's last name. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go through and pull out all the books that I haven't read and take you in there and organize them, and then tomorrow you will see me again. And we will organize this behemoth, but I figured it'd be easier to pull out the ones that I haven't read first and then try to organize this because it'll go faster because I have less books that I haven't read than I have read. Oh, I'm also going to try to unhaul some books while I'm at it, just to hit all of the marks, reorganize the bookshelf, set up TBR shelf, and unhaul books that I don't plan on reading, and or I have read but don't want to keep anymore, and then I'm gonna give them to people and donate them to Goodwill and shit. I know there's not going to be very many books. We have these 2 so far. If you ever watched this movie, it's sad as shit. I bought the book at a library bookshelf. It seems like most of the books that I haven't read are all the way down here at the bottom of the shelf, which I guess is nice, because then my shelf won't look so empty. I knew I owned this book! Ha ha ha. This is what the shelf looks like now that I took the books out of it. Mainly all of the ones that I hadn't read were at the bottom of the shelf. And this is the stack of books that we were working with. Plus, what's in here. So, I have this cube shelf with cubes down there and other stuff in there. And then I also have this entire shelf that's pretty much entirely empty. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. If I want to try to organize everything into here and then move these cubes into that, or if I want to organize them just entirely in this and then leave the cubes for overflow stuff. I don't know. We're going to take... Oh, I also have these books right here that I've been using to hold my camera when I record at my desk, because my tripod doesn't sit low enough for that. I think I'm going to take a moment to think about how I'm gonna move this stuff around. I think it would be easier to put everything in the big shelf, just because I think there's going to be too many to go in the small shelf. And then shuffle the stuff that's in the big shelf down and put the books on top, and then move the other stuff over into this cube. Bitches. So I found this thing on my computer. I don't know why Word is doing this. Did it update or something? The whole page is black and then the words are white. Is it extra super dark mode? Anyways, I found this thing on my computer. I knew I had it somewhere where I wrote down all of the authors that were on my shelf and then had Word, you can hit this button up here and it will organize it from A to Z, and so this is my TBR shelf. I know it probably needs to be updated because I have had some books added to my TBR shelf since I made this. Not very many, but enough to where I know it's not correct. Now that I found this, I'm going to set you guys up, and we're going to tackle cleaning out the first couple shelves of this, because I don't think that these books are going to take much more room than the first 3 shelves, and then the bottom 3 will be for storage of other shit. On to clearing this out. I'm going to put this cube in this shelf, which means I have to empty some books out of this shelf. Some of these are pictures that could be hung up. These are tea lights. I have writing craft books in here, but then I also have grow light bulbs and spray paint. And a knife. That was perfect. Bam. They have been cleaned. Time to organize said books into them. I already know that I have a few books in here. They need to go on my red shelf. So I'm going to pick those out as I go, and then those will be organized. Yeah, so now I'm going to organize the books onto the shelf. Hopefully they all fit on here. I already know that there's a few that I'm going to be booting as I go, so hopefully that clears up just enough space to where I can just have them only be on these shelves, because I don't want to have to deal with anything more than that. But yeah, so I'll probably just time lapse it, and then bam, you guys will see it when it's done. So we are in a predicament. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 more books and enough room for 3. And I really don't want to have to clear off this entire next shelf for only 3 books. That doesn't sound like it's worth it to me. So we need to be decisive here. And I think one of the things we need to be decisive on is getting rid of these, because I was given these a long time ago. I don't even know what series. A House of Night novel. I don't know what a House of Night is. I don't even think that I have the first beginning of them. Chosen, Marked, Betrayed, and Chosen. Oh, I do have the first 3 books. Fuck. Is it about vampires? Damn it, this sounds interesting. I was going to get rid of this. Okay, fuck, just kidding. We're putting this back. I have the first 3 to the series. Sounds interesting. You need to be decisive, people. I need to get rid of ones that I know I'm not going to read. The only ones I can think of are these Vampire Academy books. This is the third novel. Ooh. I don't know what order the Vampire Academy books go in. They don't just say numbers on the side, they just say a Vampire Academy novel, and that doesn't help me when I'm trying to figure out if I need to get rid of these or not. I've had these since I was 16. Am I gonna read them? I don't know. I thought I wasn't going to read this one because I thought I didn't have the first book, but I guess if I would have just looked in the back of the book, I would have found out that I do indeed have the first book. But I also... what's this? This book? No. Okay, there's a book. This one? No. Those have been on my shelf forever. This one? No. They've been on my shelf since I was 14. I'm probably not going to read them. I probably don't have the same taste as I did when I was 14. So, that doesn't really make a lot of room, though. I don't know which one of these is the first one or not. I literally have a list in the front of one of these books of all the books I'm missing from these series. But it doesn't tell me what ones they are. Are these the first books? Okay, so the first Vampire Academy book is called Vampire Academy. I guess that probably makes sense. I think we'll just get rid of the Vampire Academy books, and if I ever decide that I want to read them, I'll just check them out in my library. So, those ones are a no-go. But, does that give me room for 11 more books? I don't think so. You know what? We'll get rid of this book. This book is like water damaged and falling apart, and I bought it a long time ago. It's about a kid who is like trying to accept the fact that they're transgender, and I got like halfway through it a long time ago, and every time I try to pick it up and read it again, oh, here we go. Last time I tried to read it, I got to page 35. So we'll just get rid of that one too. Okay, so we'll get rid of this one too. I'm not going to read that. Okay. So, does that give me room for 11 more books? Oh, well, this is that book, The Cellar, and I've heard not good things about it. I watched like a whole video of someone making fun of it, and I really don't think I'm ever going to read it. So, we'll get rid of that one too. I think it might be pushing it, but we'll see how I can fit the rest of these on here, and then I will come back to you. Okay, hello. We've come to the end of this journey for today. What time is it? It's 4:17. I've been doing this for like an hour, which is nice. I'm losing light, which is nice. I'm gonna wash myself out. Does my hair even look yellow anymore? I feel like it doesn't. Excuse you. Nah, I thought so. So far, these are all the books I'm getting rid of. There's 19 of them. Then I found 4 that have been read. One of them I borrowed from the library yesterday and read it and didn't realize that I owned it, which is awkward, but it's been read. So I have 4 that need to be organized on my to-be-read shelf, and this is what has come of the shelf. So we have the first 3 shelves like I originally planned on, plus 2 overflow, and then these are all the books I have borrowed from people. These ones need to be returned because I have read them. Those are from my best friend. Those are from my grandma. I need to read those. I've had Becoming for like 2 years now. I don't even know. Pretty much since it's come out. Like my grandma read it and then was like, here you go, borrow it. And then I have overflow of like the last 2 books that didn't fit on the shelf. But I figured when I organize the rest of it, maybe they'll go there or maybe I'll just continue to have the overflow over here. I don't really buy books very often, so I'm not really too worried about it. But yeah, this is what my TBR shelf looks like now. So maybe I can start recording videos in front of here. So I can have books behind me again when I talk about books. And then the books that I'm getting rid of, I'll probably ask my best friend if she wants any of them because she always does that for me when she gets rid of books. And then throw them on the ground. That one fell too. Wow, wonderful. That's it for the TBR shelf portion, and then the organizing the rest of the shelf tomorrow portion will happen tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello, and welcome to day 2 of reorganizing my bookshelves. Here we are. Almost fell over my couch. Back in my living room. To my bookshelf. My plan here is to just alphabetize this by author last name and probably dust it because it's been a hot minute. I quickly found out yesterday while I was reorganizing my TBR shelf that my little author list that's on my computer is very out of date, so I have to do it all by memory. So this might take a hot minute. You can see the majority of my shelf. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering right, from our other house, it only went to about one shelf below here, and then the bottom shelf is just empty. You don't really need to see much more than this. I could probably lower you. Okay, there we go. I lowered you, so now you can see part of this shelf. I think I'm just going to start with taking all the books off the shelf and putting them over here on my coffee table, so I have like a nice stack of them. We will assess the pile and then get to putting them back on the shelf and reorganizing everything. Cleared all the crap off of the shelf beforehand. I had like air plants and incense and a bunch of shit on here. I cleared that off beforehand so I didn't have to do that in the video. Now I'll time lapse me taking all the books off of here and probably wiping all the shelves off to clean it. And then we'll come back. Thing cleared, and I wiped down my shelves. Let's show you the book pile. Bam! Here's the book pile. We got 9 stacks of books, plus Harry Potter on the ground over here. So, time for me to put them back in the shelf. This video is going to be a lot of time lapses, and I apologize, but this needs to be done, and I don't really know how else to get it done. I'm also going to be going through and getting rid of books as we go through this, like this one. So book number 1 down of books I'm going to be getting rid of. Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. I DNF'd that book, so there's no point in me owning it still. Back to my music. I'm done. The books have been organized. I was right. They do not cover the entire bottom shelf. So that means that the very bottom shelf I could probably use for storage until I get more books, which probably won't be a long time because I don't buy books like ever anymore. And these are the books that I'm getting rid of. Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, Zach and Mia. I read this like at the very beginning of me starting Booktube and I didn't like it. This is like an anthology about Native American stories. Adventure of Huckleberry Finn, Forever for a Year. This book was awful. I read this back in high school and it was like the most toxic relationship that I've ever read about in a book. So I'm getting rid of 5 more books to add to my stack. So that means in total I got rid of 19 books too, which is, it's nice to be able to downsize. When I was putting my books on my shelf, I forgot about my Harry Potter books when I was in the R's and almost just left my whole stack of them that was on the floor. So that's a little embarrassing, but ta-da! I moved my incense back on here and some other things, and then I'm gonna have to figure out, a lot of the other stuff was just like miscellaneous things. I'm gonna try to figure out somewhere else to put them. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching me reorganize my bookshelves, please give this video a thumbs up. This was just kind of like an impromptu video. I figured I gotta reorganize, but Frickus, can I help you? I'm recording a video and you're being quite loud. Yeah? Oh, really? Anyways, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. I just recorded this video because I figured it was like a double whammy YouTube video, and I finally will go through my books and reorganize them so they're how I would like for them to be. And what he said. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!